Oh, guys, this is the second
So
video
if there was any particular piece of jewelry that had significant
about
value
Young
and it
Thug
was
missing
amongst
jewelry.
here, you would have put that in a property bag and it would still be in the possession of evidence. Is that correct?
Any property that was seized would be in a property bag and submitted to evidence.
And if it disappeared from the home and didn't appear in the property bag with evidence, where would that property be?
If it disappeared from the home
Yes.
and not in property,
Yes.
I love this
I
man.
couldn't say where the property would be.
It's on your arm.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Allegedly.
Anything, Mr. Short?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
So watch
good afternoon.
how
Short, I represent Shannon Stillwell, okay?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
the defendant get with his lawyer
May 9th, 2022 is the date of this.
and show where they gonna get
correct?
together
That's
and
correct.
they gonna
Okay.
bump. They gonna
you
share
started
thoughts of the
to
watch
say
that's being
that
shown in
you
court
knew,
right now. It's this guys. It's Young
You thought
Thugs.
there were other people living there, and then you gave an opinion about Mr. Kendricks living there. Who, to your understanding, who was living at that residence, if you know?
I don't know who was living there, just the occupants that were there during the time that we served the search warrant. Other than, obviously, Mr. Williams resided there.
Okay. Okay, so you don't know of any other individuals. You're just basing on who was there at the time.
I don't know who was living there on a permanent basis other than Mr. Williams.
Okay, fair enough. All right. How many guns were taken from Mr. Williams' residence on May 9th, 2022?
I believe it was 6 firearms that were located.
6 firearms, some ammunition, some magazines,
Correct.
clips.
Yes.
All right. I want to ask you, out of these 6 firearms that were collected from this residence on May 9th, 2022, to your knowledge, did any of those firearms ballistically match any of the shell casings from January 10th, 2015 outside the barbershop outside the barbershop in Mechanicsville?
I have not reviewed the ballistics reports on those firearms.
Okay, so you do not have any information of any of these firearms matching the January 10th, 2015 shooting of Donovan Thomas?
I do not.
Okay. How about these 6 firearms that you collected on May 9th, 2022? Do you have any information that even suggests that any of these firearms match any shell casings or any ballistics from the March 14th, 2022 shooting of Shamel Drinks?
No, as I said, I have not reviewed the ballistics results from those firearms being test fired.
Okay. Now, when you executed the search warrant May 9, 2022, my client Shannon Stillwell was not present.
No, it was not.
Okay. Do you know how long Mr. Williams had owned this residence?
I do not know the approximate time he owned it.
Okay. Fingerprints in that residence. Are you aware of any fingerprints belonging to Mr. Stillwell that were ever located in that residence?
I am not aware of any.
How about DNA? Any of Mr. Stillwell's DNA?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you have any evidence at all that Mr. Shannon Stillwell has ever, even once, been present, visited, ever gone to that residence on Allison Drive?
I do not have any evidence that he's been to that residence.
No evidence at all.
I do not have any, no.
Thank you.
Here it comes.
Your Honor, while we were speaking, the items we were discussing have arrived. So thank you, Your Honor. So
They
to tell
all
you the story,
get
I'm
into
gonna
this
approach you
about
with
the
what's been
evidence of that
marked
watch.
as 70 X-ray.
That was in property. and stealing property, and only that watch missing, and it's on the officer arm.
Okay.
And what are the items that are contained inside of this?
It's a whole bunch of jewelry, watches, some chains recovered from the residence. Watch and rings.
The state at this time does appear. The state at this time moves to tender into evidence 70 X-ray. No, Your Honor. I'm going to keep it in one 70 X-ray box.
They seeing where some issue with this
Thank you,
guy.
Detective Storno.
Here you come. Here you come. And when y'all look at this video, the officer no longer gonna put his wrist up there.
That's all the jewelry that was seized right there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you look through that and tell me if there is a Richard Mill or Mille, M-I-L-L-E, RM055 Bubba Watson white ceramic watch? It's pretty distinctive as it's white ceramic,
Look.
so that might help your search.
They having fun with him today.
Okay. I mean, I
Let's
see
see
a
it.
Richard
He
Miller,
caught.
but only it's a pink one. I don't see a white one.
I want you to confirm that there is no white one in there, just so you're certain.
The prosecutor, the defense team, they own it. The prosecutor got him first, and now here they is, they caught it.
Yeah, there's not a white one here.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need. I have no more questions. Good afternoon. I'm Doug Weinstein. I represent Mr. Kendrick. How are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good. I wanted to make sure, can you put up that exhibit that shows the overhead? Thank you. You can charge Max for that. Would you point out again where you first saw Mr. Kendrick?
That's the missing watch.
Can you turn the other way so you can kind of be facing the jury so they can make sure they hear you talking?
First time I saw him, he was somewhere over here, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Did you see Mr. Kendrick exit the house?
No.
The prosecutor
Okay.
team took a picture of it because they recognize it on
And you
him.
can be seated. I don't believe I have any more questions that require you to stand.
Everybody
and
looking up them
Did I
watches,
also
and
hear
he
you
got
say
it on.
that Mr. Kendrick was not armed when you apprehended
Yes.
him? Okay. Do you remember him telling you that he was scared
No.
and wanting his mom?
I remember him calling his mom.
Okay. Well, thank you. I have no more questions.
All right. Ms. Sharp.
Demetrius Johnson, Demetrius Johnson, JOHNSON.
Good morning, Officer Johnson.
Good morning.
Where are you employed?
The Atlanta Police Department.
They're looking at that watch on.
And how long have you been employed with APD?
Coming up 6 years.
All right. And what unit are you presently assigned to?
Presently, I'm assigned to Zone 3 Day Watch.
All right. Going back to March 2022, what unit were you assigned to?
Zone 3 Evening Watch.
All right. And what were the hours of Zone 3 Evening Watch?
3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
All right. Can you tell the jury some of your responsibilities and what your role was at Zone 3 Evening Watch?
As an officer, you just there to protect, serve 911 calls, help out citizens.